It's happened again. VAR is under scanner in England and football fans all over are going ballistic over the inconsistency in the decisions of the video assistant referee in the Premier League. The latest incident that has ruffled the feathers is the Premier League match between Liverpool and Tottenham. So Liverpool take the lead via Luis Diaz in the 34th minute, but the goal is ruled offside. Alright, the call has been made and here is where the drama starts. The referee resumes play and things go on normally on field, except for the fact that VAR had messed it up. They found Luis Diaz was onside and yet failed to stop the referee from restarting the game. Well, the question was, why did VAR fail to stop Simon Hooper, the on-field referee? Simple. The VAR Darren England had zero clue that the on-field decision was to rule the goal offside. He was under the impression that the on-field decision was onside and hence said check complete and the referee went on with the game. Professional Game Match Officials Limited, the group that officiates all Premier League matches, released the full conversation that took place between the officials in question. Here goes the conversation. The on-field assistant referee does his job. When Diaz is through on goal, he suspects the player is offside but waits until the ball is in the back of the net and then pulls back the play for offside. Good call. He's done his job there. This is the kind of situation that could lead to a human error, and so he follows the rules, passes the baton to VAR to check his call. The check gets complete, Diaz is found onside. The VAR says check complete, everything is fine, the referee restarts the game. The replay operator wades in and asks VAR if he was happy with what he saw because the on-field decision was offside. Darren England realizes his mistake. The replay operator then tells VAR that the PGMOL hub operator is asking for the game to be delayed, which is basically asking for the play to be stopped and the incident to be revisited. But Darren England says it's too late because the play has restarted and the rule says play cannot be rolled back. If anything, the incident shows one thing clearly, which is human error led to this incident. Alright, human errors happen and it is completely acceptable, but wasn't the VAR introduced to eliminate human error? Oh, the irony. Now calls are being made to eliminate VAR altogether, but what would you go back to? The same old scenario where fans used to lament poor refereeing cost us the game? Not that the fans are not saying this phrase with the VAR in place, but when you have the technology to use, it is better to figure out how to use it rather than throw it away and deal with the original problem. It is not like the VAR has not eliminated human on-field errors. It is just that the system isn't consistent enough. Maybe the problem is with the game itself. The rules are designed with grey areas. Too much is left to interpretation and hence what seems like a yellow card to me would be a red card in your view, and who is to question that unless it is a ridiculously obvious error? So it does not matter if VAR is in place or another layer of video assistance is created, the final decision will always be someone's perception and the fans may not necessarily agree with it. On the other hand, it only makes sense to leave the final decision to the on-field referee, and whatever the technology that exists, it is only to assist the referee and not replace them. Perhaps the best solution would be for football to take a leaf out of cricket. In cricket, when a decision is challenged and the third umpire watches the replay, it is shown on the big screen and the fans too get to view the incident. For example, when the on-field umpire rules a batter out and the batter in question challenges the decision, the DRS comes into play. The director then speaks, says out loud the details of the review, whether it's a review for LBW or caught behind, whether the original decision was out or not out, etc. And when the check is complete, the third umpire usually explains what they have seen and either says stay with your original decision of out or not out, or please reverse your decision to out or not out. That is clear communication and proper use of technology. In this scenario, the fans are aware of what is happening as they get to see the replay on the big screen. The third umpire tells the umpire what they are supposed to signal. The fans watching the game on television get to listen to the entire conversation, so essentially there is clarity, transparency and very less chance of human error as the protocol itself eliminates that to a very large extent. Imagine had a protocol been in place for Darren England to follow a script just like in cricket to say check complete, the player is onside, please reverse your decision to goal. Very simple, isn't it? Of course this would slow down the game, but if the game is to be played fair and the right decisions are to be made, isn't it worth to spend a few extra seconds? Take the Premier League game between Arsenal and Brentford last season for example. where the Gunners' league title was on the line. Brentford were incorrectly awarded a goal. Arsenal lost 2 points as the game ended 1-1 and the title race swung in favour of Manchester City. Isn't this scenario worth a good decision with a fair amount of time spent? This is not to say the decision was hasty, but it was certainly incorrect. The referees should perhaps take the game slow when a decision is under review, and the video referees must be given a clear plan of action and a script to follow so that simple communication errors don't cost teams dear. After all, football is not just a sport, it is an emotion.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.